What's up, everybody? Today's video, like the title said, this one's for Granny. I wanted to put something together for the beginning of the first video for this year. Video I filmed back at the beginning of January. However, Granny deserves more than just a couple minutes. So I'm going to make a little video here. I want to talk a little bit about her. For those of you who follow me on Instagram and Facebook, y'all seen the post back in January 12th where my grandmother passed away. I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you guys for all the well wishes, all the prayers, all the kind words that everybody said. They were all very much appreciated. My grandmother, she blessed this world with 104 years of her existence on it. Yeah, you heard me right, 104 years. That's a long time on this earth. She was a beautiful woman, full of love and happiness. No matter how bad a day it was, you go see her and you had a big smile on your face. I wanted to tell you guys a few things. There's so many memories. I could sit here for days and days, but I just want to talk about a few of the most fondest memories. One of them was that my son, when he was young, he used to pronounce yellow as yayo. And my grandmother remembered that to the end. Every time I was over there, she'd talk about Gavin saying yayo. The weekend that she passed away, I was doing some shopping at Dolce & Gabbana, aka Dollar General. And a little ways down the aisle was a woman with her daughter. And the daughter saw something on the shelf that was yellow. And she said, "Look, Ma, it's yayo." And it brought in a mixture of feelings, I was sad, but also remembered my son saying it and her always saying it. There was a time when she was 99 and she was in the hospital. And we really didn't think she was going to make it out. Doctors didn't think she was going to make it out of there. So here I was. I went home one day and I go to thinking, I'm like, okay, well, tomorrow, either tonight or tomorrow, I got to get a plane ticket to get my son down here. It might be the last time he sees her. Well, the next day, I go to the hospital, and she's sitting up, talking, wondering when she's getting out of there. Just overnight, she was way better. It was a miracle almost. It was amazing that she actually pulled through. It was some kind of infection in her blood, and we didn't think she was going to make it. And like I said, the next day she was fine. So fine, in fact, that she hates when she's got IVs in her hand and she's constantly trying to get them out. And while we were sitting there in a room with her, you would see her pulling at her tape on her arm so she could get the IV out. And we had to keep telling her, "Stop, Granny, you can't stop pulling it out." And she thought she was crafty and she pulled her covers up and had her arms under it. And you would see her hand under the covers, trying to pull the tape off of her arm so she could get the IV out. And we're like, "Stop, Granny, we can see you. We can see you doing it." Yeah. Yeah, she was a character, boy. Another cool thing is that she remembered Charles Lindbergh. My grandmother was born in Honduras on the island of Rotan, the same place my mom was born. But she spent some time in Belize. And Charles Lindbergh made a stop in Belize overnight. And he had, the story what I was told was like he was flying back and forth and the only place to land was on the beach. These people have never seen an airplane. So they're all on the beach trying to see what this is. And he had to throw a bottle down with a message telling him to get off the beach so he could land. So he finally lands, and they had to guard the plane overnight because everybody wanted to take pieces of it because they'd never seen a plane. And my grandmother remembers that, and she remembers to this day there was a song that they wrote, or there was a song that the kids used to sing, and she used to sing it. And if you just mentioned Charles Lindbergh around her, she would bust out in the song with a voice that sounded like she was a little girl again. Now, she would get a little carried away. She wouldn't stop. She would go on for hours singing it. But it was almost as if she was a little girl again. In sitting in school singing that song. My grandpa passed away before Katrina, and in Katrina, my grandma lost the house. I mean, it was like just a little bit of the peak of the roof sticking out the water. It was completely just gone. After that, she never did buy another house. She pretty much just stayed with my parents, and sometimes she would go to my Uncle George and my Uncle Gary sometimes, back and forth, and just kind of spend time with all the kids. Well, whenever I go over to my parents' house, and she was there, and she would yell, when she saw me, she said, "Oh, look, one duppy got in." I don't know what a duppy is. Must be some kind of lizard or something from Honduras, but she would always say, "Oh, look, one duppy got in." And I would go over and say, "Hey, how you doing, young lady?" She would always say that, "Well, I'm still kicking." That was her favorite saying, "I'm still kicking." And every time I'd go to leave, every time I was leaving, she would point her two fingers at me and tell me, "Behave." I'd always say no promises, but I'll try. You filled us all with so much love. You reached out and touched a lot of people. Had a lot of people there at the services. A lot of people from Honduras, even a lot of people from Honduras that have moved to the States in Florida and all that. Yeah, it was quite a special deal. Another thing, while I was going through some of the pictures that my mom had for the funeral home to put up on the TV, was going through some of them, and they got one of Gavin when he was a baby at Granny's making homemade bread. Granny made the absolute best homemade bread and the best red beans. Sorry, Mom, but Granny, she had the best red beans. I don't know what it was about it. It just had a very special flavor to it. Guess it was just Granny's love. We're all going to miss you, Granny. We all love you. And I know you up there pointing little fingers at us, telling us behave. No promises, but I'll try.
What we need, we can't buy. All those pretty things that sparkle and shine, they are just a moment in time. Make me feel nothing like I feel when I look in your eyes. And all I need is you. I don't need no mansion in the hills or blue suede shoes. Well, they don't mean a damn. Ain't got love, someone to talk to, someone to hold. Babe, when I found you, my whole world turned to gold. All I need is you. Don't need some fancy foreign car or cool tattoos. All I need is right in front of me. I don't need much, but I need you. All I need is you. I don't need no mansion